Welcome to my creative space. Today I'm going to talk about summer knits and the bulky knitting machine. A lot of us think about the bulky knitting machine as doing warm, big, comfy winter knits, which they are extremely good at. They can also do lightweight knits. Last summer I experimented with a few, and I actually made a few like little mock-up summer tops, including this one that I've been working on this week because it's kind of plain and I want to add some cuter details to it. What makes a summer wearable versus a winter wearable is, of course, what your yarn is made up with. What blend is it? And I know a lot of people say, the cottons don't go well through the knitting machines, but that is not true. It's just not true. If you wax your yarn, it goes through so much easier, but also there are some cottons that the knitting machine just loves, and my knitting machines take them easy. Maybe the people who say that the machines don't take cotton well, maybe it's just their machine, because all machines can be a little bit different and tricky depending on the brand. Bulky machines or chunky knitting machines tend to be very forgiving of what kind of yarn you put through them. So, I look at it like, if my machine will take red heart yarn, it will pretty much take anything. It's not a picky machine, and that's one of the things I love about the Lk100. It's just not picky. And so I've been swatching some different lightweight summer type yarns because I definitely want to add some knitwear to my summer wardrobe this year. One of the yarns I really like is this Knit Picks Cotton Linen Blend. It is a DK and it goes through beautifully. I did my swatch on tension 1 and a tension 2. And it's beautiful. It's drapey. That's going to feel cool and lightweight, especially if you're in the South where it's humid and everything sticks to you in the summer. I love wearing linen and cottons and silks in the summer, which brings me to the next yarn. This is a cotton silk blend and it feels amazing. This particular yarn is called Windy Supreme. And it is no longer, unfortunately, being made, but there are plenty of yarns just like it. And you can look at yarnsubstitute.com and you can see some yarns that are going to be similar to this. And if you just search cotton silk DK, you'll get similar yarns to this. Now, the Lk100 and the Lk150 loves this yarn. That's why I'm really bummed that it's not being made anymore, and I need to find a good substitution for it myself, or I need to learn how to spin cotton, one or the other. I know how to spin silk, but I need to learn how to spin cotton so I can make things like that. Also, this is a 4-way. This is a Premier yarn. I think it's called Premier, Premier Rodeo. And I think it's still being made, but it is a 85% cotton, 15% polyester, and the machine loves it. I did it on a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tension. So it's a loose tension. It is so lightweight and drapey. It would make a beautiful summer top. Very cooling. I think I could go probably a little bit smaller on the tension. The cotton silk, I don't think I mentioned. I used a tension 3 on it. I think that was my favorite tension for it, tension 3. So those are 3 types of yarn that the bulky knitting machine takes really well. At least my bulky knitting machine does, the Lk100. Also, I wanted to try this yarn. I've had this yarn in my stash forever because I was going to crochet this specific cardigan, a lace cardigan, and it was absolutely beautiful. But not long after I bought all this yarn, I kind of lost my mojo. So I never made it, but I have all this yarn from Just Yarn. It's a summer DK. It's acrylic. I don't always like acrylics, but as like a short sleeve summer lacy cardigan, yes, I would like that. So I tried it on my bulky knitting machine because I would really love to use up this yarn for something. It's a ribbon yarn. Yes, the bulky machine will even take ribbon yarn. It's amazing. The versatility of that machine. So I did this on a 3 tension, and then I tried it on a 1. You can see the difference there. I was just like playing around with some eyelets there to see what it would look like. It would make some great lace and really defined eyelets. Also for a thicker linen cotton blend, and it is a much thicker yarn than the Knit Picks cotton linen. It's a beautiful yarn. It's a 4-weight. I put it through just on this tiny little swatch just to see if the knitting machine would take it, because it is a thicker yarn. And I used a tension 5 on it. And this is kind of a stiff yarn. It really is an odd yarn. I want to wash it and block it and see if it's better. But just know your knitting machine will take Good Earth 4-weight cotton linen blend, and it would be very cooling. I know that cotton linen is amazing. Some of the patterns I'm looking at doing is, you know, something like this. I made this last year on the Lk100, and there's a lot of things I don't like about it, and I'm glad I made it with some very cheap acrylic yarn. I always keep cheap acrylic yarn just for mock-ups, and there's a lot of things I like about it, but there's a lot of things I didn't like about it. So I'm gonna be working on this because I really like the lace panel up at the top, and then the solid down at the bottom, the little ribbing hem. The sleeves need to be more shaped, so I'm going to be working on that. And then this I was working on, and it just needs something because it's too plain. I hope you find this helpful. If you are like me and you just cannot get your mojo going to work on winter things in summer, I mean, I cannot, especially in the spring. More toward late summer I can, but in the spring I want to be working on spring accessories, spring clothes, and things like that. You know, I want to finish up all my winter projects that I've been working on and just kind of put those away for a while and work on some of these lightweight, wonderful yarns. I'll do a video next week on summer yarns that you can use for your mid-gauge machines like the Lk100. I mean, I bought some really neat yarns to try out on the Lk100, and I'm very excited about the way they turned out. I think they're going to make some beautiful summer tops and accessories. I hope you're getting to do something creative today, and I hope this video was helpful to you. Have a good one.